Alright, this video I'm going to show you how to calculate the passer rating for a college quarterback. Alright, so it's pretty simple. The formula's not complicated at all. I have a video on calculating the NFL passer rating if you want to check it out. Uh, just go to my channel and search for it. But the passer rating, all it is 8.4 times the how many yards they pass for, plus 330 times the number of touchdowns they threw for, plus 100 times the number of completions, minus 200 times the interceptions. Now, remember, the yards and the touchdowns, that's just for passing. That's not for rushing. The rushing stats are not included because notice it says passer rating. Okay? So it has to be the number of yards passed, the number of touchdowns that they passed for. Okay? And then all of that is divided by the number of attempts. So let's just take some stats. So we have completions. Let's just say the completions is 13. They had 13 completions. The number of attempts was 17. The number of yards that they threw for was 253. And the touchdowns was 2, and they threw 1 interception. Okay. All right. So that means the passer rating. So the passer rating would be 8.4 times the number of yards, which is 253. And let me go ahead and pause right here for a second. I also have a spreadsheet set up that you'll have access to. You'll be able to download the file for it, a Google Doc, and I'll also make an Excel file available. So you'll have that. So and I'll go over how to do it in the spreadsheet after I do this. 8.4 times the 253 plus 330 times the number of touchdowns plus 100 times the number of completions, which is 13, minus 200 times the number of interceptions, which is 1. And then all of that is divided by the attempts, which is 17. And you would punch all this into your calculator, and when you do, you would get 228.5. And that would be the quarterback rating, or the passer rating. Now, you want to be careful when you're punching this into your calculator. I mean, punch this in, enter the numerator in just like it looks. Just do 8.5 times 253 plus 330 times 2 plus 100 times 13 minus 200 times 1. And then once you enter all that in, make sure you hit the equal sign. And then after you hit the equal sign, hit divided by 17. Because if you put all of this in and then also put in divided by 17 without hitting enter, okay, then what it's going to do is it's going to do 1 divided by 17, and it's going to do 200 times that, and then calculate all this. Okay. Or the other thing you can do is you can put all of this, if you put it into your calculator, you can also make sure that you have all of this in parentheses, and then you can hit the division symbol and 17 in your calculator. But all of that would have to be in parentheses. That's another option. Okay. But now let's look at the spreadsheet of how to do that. So I have one, and you can see here's the tab for the NFL one. I go over that in another video, so you can check that video out. But if you get the spreadsheet, you'll have both of them. The NFL's on this tab and NCAA is on this tab. All right, so remember the formula. It was 8.4 times the yards plus 330 times touchdowns plus 100 times completions minus 200 times interceptions. All right, so we'll come over here to the spreadsheet, and yes, this is a Google Doc, but the formula and everything else would be the same as if you did it in Excel. Okay, the formulas aren't going to be, it's not going to be different the way you enter it in. All right, so let's look and see how to enter the formula. All right, so first, to enter the formula, you would have to hit equals. Okay, you would hit equals. All right, so now we're ready to put in the formula. So that's going to be 8.4 times, and then that's times the yards. Okay, that's times the yards. 8.4 times the yards. All right. Okay, then it's plus, and that would be 330 times, and 330 times the number of touchdowns. So you can just click on this cell, E4, okay, plus 100 times, and 100 is times the number of completions. So you can, like I did before, you can click on B4 or you can type in B4. Okay, either one. All right, and then that's minus 200. Okay, 200 times, and then that's the number of interceptions, so it's times this, and then that is divided by the attempts. Okay, now I want you to notice how I entered this formula in. Notice I did not put parentheses around this part. So when I hit enter, it's going to give me an incorrect value. So let's look. So you can see it gives me 4,073, which we know that's not correct because we just did it by hand earlier. So if you make the mistake of doing that, all you have to do when you click in the cell, you just come and click up here in this formula bar and just add a parenthesis and then move over to right behind the F4 and hit close the parenthesis. And then what it's going to do is going to add all of this up and then divide it by C4. And then you hit enter, and there's our 228.5. Okay, so I hope this helped. Give me a like and subscribe. Check out my other videos, and thanks for watching.